Matt's gonna sabotage DS. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Powerstroke Tech Talk podcast. This is number 22, coming at you live. We got some newcomers tonight, returning Reelan, Matt, John, who was on a podcast quite a few ago, and special guest, Mr. Vinnie, John's brother. But you guys may all know Vinnie from O.C.C, from the Discovery Channel show. And he's here. We're going to talk trucks. We're going to talk power strokes and kind of just see where it goes. But I want to let everybody know first that who is listening, people returning, people who have not seen or heard the podcast, you can check us out now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, and TuneIn. I just screwed that all up. And big merchant, finally in. I've been waiting. New stickers, they're here. And special guest, Hot Shots. We have a special pack. I'm not going to talk too much yet. This is a sneak peek, sneak preview. We got a starter kit here, and we're going to go over that coming up soon. If you're listening to this, you're probably already going to know about it, but we have some sponsorships. So we're kind of excited. We're going to be somebody's ambassador. We're going to talk positivity, and we're going to get into it talking about my favorite rigs on the road. Matt's smiling. DS is driving one right now. My man was plowing some snow. We're tired of snow. We're here in Michigan, and we're getting snow.
Why are you tired of snow? There's
nothing wrong with snow.
I see snow. I see dollar signs.
John looks like he's about to go plow.
Or someone's going to call me to fix all their plow shit. Or someone's going to bring something into the shop, and it's just going to be their front end is totally goosed.
Literally everybody plows except for Vinnie and me. We're like the only two plow people that like literally are not actively plowing right now.
Well, I mean, you've watched Sean's videos. He doesn't really plow. He kind of just pushes the snow around.
He just spreads it with a little broom.
We expect I don't got a back blade.
Full on Raz sesh tonight. Full on Raz sesh. So if you guys want to play along, we're going to play a little drinking game. Anytime, well, obviously drink responsibly and be of age, but anytime DS says 430 gears or him and I get in a fight over oil viscosity, you're going to have to take a sip. So
you're going to have to take a sip.
I'm going to take one anyway.
I'm going to take one anyway.
Oh, Vinny, your drink's looking a little low, so you might want to fill up or have the bottle ready, because by the end of this, I'm not sure if any of us are going to be sitting in our chairs and might be laying on the ground.
I just did my second oil change and my first fuel filter change yesterday. I just turned 9,000 miles. I'm kind of I don't really have anything bad to say. I didn't see any more oil leaking.
Did you fix your oil leak?
No, not yet.
You just let her go?
Yeah, I just keep.
You're just too lazy to do it?
Yeah, I just don't feel like doing it right now. It's like,
yeah, that's like me and my truck. I could wash it and keep it from rusting more, or I could just leave all the salt on it, which is what I do.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you like working on your own shit, Vinny?
Well, I enjoy working on my own stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
It's
like,
yeah, and I know it's tough to find time sometimes.
I know.
But yeah, I do. But I don't like being rushed, and I don't like working at my house because I'm not set up. When you're set up so good at your shop, like I am, you go to your house and you got like crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or you're taking tools home in a bag. It's like, oh shit, I got something. Oh man,
I know.
I hate that thing.
And I do a lot of off-road stuff, so either snowmobiles, dirt bikes, stuff like that. And I don't feel like carting that stuff over to my shop. So I'm like,
what's your shop about? What do you got going on there?
It's pretty much mostly just automotive repair.
Right.
Light trucks, some medium trucks. But I try and stay away from the medium just because I end up working on them outside because my shop's
Yeah.
just not big enough, you know?
Yeah, only can do that out when it's nice out. Don't want to be doing that when it's slopped and
Yeah.
you know how that goes.
Yep.
It gets old.
Yep.
What do you get your fair share of power strokes? You get 6.7s and stuff, or
not too many. You know, I see a shift, a lot of gas motors coming back. You know what I mean? For a while, diesel, everybody wanted diesels. And the landscapers, I never really figured out, you know, running these diesels going from lawn to lawn. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get some. I don't have many 6.7s. You know, a lot of vacuum pumps on them things.
Oh, okay.
You know, oil leak on the vacuum pump.
Yeah.
On them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Every one of them. Every one of them's low on antifreeze when I get them. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know where the antifreeze goes on them things. And it's not just a Powerstroke thing. Even their gas motors. Every time I do even a service on a Ford, the antifreeze is low. They like you. Yeah. I don't know where it goes.
I don't know where it goes. I didn't see no leaks. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It just evaporated.
I can tell you where it goes a lot of times.
Well, I know on the 6.7s. Yeah. Yeah.
Luscious locks is where it goes. They're magnet.
Mm-hmm.
This hair, I tell you what.
I hate getting coolant up on me. If it's like oil, if you had a choice between oil, diesel fuel, coolant, what would you want on you? Like, I don't want diesel fuel on me.
Like
no diesel fuel. No diesel fuel.
I don't want diesel fuel on me.
I'd probably take the coolant only because it's water soluble and it washes off.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah. It is slimy, but you can rinse it off with water and you're done.
And oil.
You don't want gear oil, I'll tell you that.
You know what else is really stinky is power steering fluid.
Yeah.
I just had to open up a
or brake fluid. Brake fluid's so nasty.
Yeah.
They're all nasty, you know.
No, nothing
slippery.
Nothing tops friction modifier.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, if you want to play a joke on somebody and you really want to get under their skin, make sure to spread some friction mod.
I heard a story
like.
of someone that dumped a whole case of friction modifier in his neighbor's garage because his neighbor kept pissing him off.
What? Oof.
Yeah, I work with some nice people.
That's brutal, man.
Oh.
That's brutal. Stuff.
Yeah, I've done it before to one of my friends as a joke. Is gear oil on their windshield in the winter. Let me tell you what. I regretted it as a friend. It was mean. I didn't realize how mean it was until John. You know who that was? It was Jack Moskwa. And yeah.
I know who that guy was.
Yeah, and it was like a joke. But let me tell you what, and it wasn't even his car; it was his mom's. He was using his mom's car.
No.
This is back in the day. This was, I think, 89, 90. It was a Grand Prix. She just got it. And I'll tell you what, he went through so many car washes trying to get that off, and it was in the wintertime.
I feel bad for that car wash. Oh,
right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a nasty joke.
Oh man.
There's also some grease in a gas cap, wasn't there, Vinnie?
Oh yeah, black lithium grease. Yeah, man.
Put that gas in the gas cap.
Well, in the gas cap door. Yeah.
So he'd open it up and get it all over his hands.
Oh my God. Yeah, we used to have a really big problem with pranking each other like that, you know. That, and we used to do the old the blinker wire to the horn wire. You know, just a little quick jumper or the high beam. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. And I did this with one of my friends, and he was a spaz. And we did it with his high beams, and he never correlated what happened. So when he turned on his high beam, the horn went off. And the dude just opens his hood and starts pulling fuses. And he's like, he didn't realize that was when he turned on his high beam. Yeah, he ended up effing up his whole car. I felt bad.
Oh, man. That's too funny.
Yeah, funny.
That's when you're in a shop environment or situations like that, you know, with your buddies. That's you get.
Oh yeah, it's Frank Central.
Stores, or even I'm sure, you know, at the shop when you work with the boys doing the bikes, and you know, you said with the balls and stuff. Like we got stuff. You know, you flinging stuff or kicking stuff or
we found a taser in a used car once, and
come on, are you serious? That's not good.
Yeah,
that's. Was it a taser like you shoot it like a gun, or was it the handheld one?
No, it was like you could sneak up to someone real quick and
the handheld, and you push it up against their body.
Oh yeah. It was so rude, but it was so funny.
Ouch.
That's well, you're not getting it done to you. It's funny.
Oh yeah, I'm that kind of guy.
That's brutal.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the negative end of that.
As long as it's not happening to me, it's funny.
I don't know.
All we do in the shop now, we just hide from each other, because I mean, like, our dealership's massive, so we'll just pop out, and it's always when you're carrying something heavy. I always just kind of follow each other and wait for them to come back, and next thing you know, there's like 400 pounds of rotors laying on the ground, and you're underneath it, and you're both just sitting there laughing.
I remember one year it was so hot. Oh my God, it had to have been like 100 degrees, man. We went and bought water balloons. Man, it was good, but it was not good. It was refreshing, but like it just, so you say, big shop, you just pop out of nowhere. Whoosh.
Yeah.
Whoosh. DS.
Yeah.
Why'd you go dark on us?
No, I just had to like pull out my phone and use my map and GPS and everything, because I'm kind of like a little bit distracted. As far as
are you plowing tonight?
No, I got my last house here, and it's like kind of by itself because I plowed this lot. So it's kind of like a big lot, and then it's this house, but I'm not doing the lot right now. It kind of sucks that I got to do the house by itself, but it kind of works out that way sometimes.
The joys of snow plowing.
Some of the things you hate doing, some of the jobs you hate doing.
Listen, snow plowing is not so bad when it's not for a living. Like, I have to plow my shop. I don't mind it. But when I used to do it for a living, it gets monotonous.
That'd be different.
Yeah.
I'm too detail oriented.
Somehow we always want to fix everything that broke.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's like
it's still fun for me. I'm only a few years in. I don't, it's a little bit annoying where, like, today was annoying because it's like 1 inch, barely, and it's
I wouldn't have even hit
snow,
on that.
Snow.
Most guys don't hit until like 2 inches over here.
Right.
Yeah, but you gotta, if you don't salt the business and the ground temps are cold, you're gonna get ice.
Yeah.
So business wise, even an inch, we always salted. We didn't touch driveways though.
It depends on the inch though. If it's like a good healthy inch, I'll scrape and salt. But if it's real fluffy and it's like this is real light.
Just burn it. Burn it with salt.
Burn it.
Salt can't fix.
That's like leaf blown material.
Yeah, right.
All my commercial properties, it's so light that they already melted because they were already salted.
Yeah, right.
Because after I plow, I salt after I plow, so they already pretty much melted. I'll probably have to salt when they open on Monday. So
definitely don't miss that. I know I'm doing a 6.4 engine right now. I'm doing a studded long block that I'm putting
a 6.4.
Yeah, it's a boom truck. So the motor's junk, and I needed to pull the cab, so I had to the thing started and ran poorly, but it started, and I was able to move the boom. So instead of the boom being parallel with the truck, it's going this way, so I get the cab off. And it's like, it's all right. The 6.4, those things are.
Dude, that's the nice thing about the newer trucks, or the newer boom trucks, at least, or anything that has hydraulics, is most of them have like a DC pump now.
Yeah, the new ones. Yeah, these old ones, it's like, it's locked up.
Because that's what I used on the 2019 that decided to put a couple windows in its block and its oil pan.
I know a question that I get asked about a lot, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's not a question I would get really asked a lot about. It's not truck related. What kind of hoist do I use? I'm
like the brand?
Okay.
Yeah, just what kind of hoist do I use?
Oh, I don't know.
And it's like, interesting. And I think I have a note written down on my toolbox at work, because I want to go around and I want to show the kind of hoist we got, the big boy truck hoist that I use. Across the shop, we got some really, really nice 12,000-pound hoist. Man, I would really love to get my hands on one of those. Picking up cars, Mustangs, Shelbys, picking up a Super Duty, lifting a cab. I mean, pretty much is 18,000-pound overkill. If you want to pick up a boom truck, go ahead. Yeah, but sometimes
I'd say if you want to pick up almost any medium duty truck, you need to have at least a 15.
Yep.
Now them columns, man.
Dude, I love my columns.
Them columns are where it's at. I love some columns.
I just
haven't pulled a cab with one yet.
No, I have.
Oh,
you did pull it.
Someone's asking me what is a good truck to start hot shotting.
Cummins.
450.
Cummins.
450, 350.
Well, I mean,
Dula.
If you're gonna hot shot, wouldn't you go new, right? I don't know. When you want to have a new truck?
2012. Cummins.
2012. Cummins.
Last year, no DEF.
Oh.
Yeah, last year, no emissions.
Yeah.
I'll tell them that. 2012 Cummins.
Do they have emissions up where you guys are at?
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about like you
gotta go get it? Yeah, you gotta get
like
inspected.
You have to test and you get your tags or whatever.
No, they don't have to be plugged in or anything like that.
Diesel is visual only.
Yeah, visual.
Yeah. We're not what's called DEMA. DEMA is diesel metropolitan area.
Oh, okay.
And that's Rockland County and down in the city. They all actually have emissions testing. We don't have
is that just to have your truck registered there or just to go into the city?
No, state inspection.
Oh, okay.
State inspection, yeah.
Yeah.
If your diesel's under 8,500 though, then you have to plug it in on the GVW.
I've never inspected like a half-ton diesel yet.
Or like a Ram Eco diesel.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, it's got to be 8,600 GVW and under. It's got to be plugged in.
Oh, like something in the tailpipe?
No, it just goes through the diagnostic connector, but it reads if there's any check engine light on, anything like that. Anything's not working right. Yeah.
So is it like something that the state provides you to use, or
just
something?
Yeah, no, it's a state computer.
No kidding.
With a camera on it and everything.
With a camera on it?
Yeah, but my camera tends to end up behind the computer all the time. It must fall off easy.
Interesting.
What else do you?
That's
you can't
weird.
Run a non-factory tune.
That's like all my guns that just jumped off my boat one day.
Yeah.
Strange.
So I mean, it reads ready monitors, readiness monitors and stuff. So if somebody clears a light, it's not going to go through. If there's a light on.
Oh wow! Yeah, we don't have. Fortunately, we don't have anything like that.
Zero emissions.
It's I mean, I remember back in the early '90s, my parents having to take the minivan up to the service station, and they had to stick that gas analyzer in the tailpipe. That's what I remember. Yeah, back in the day. But I mean,
I think Connecticut uses that, don't they, John?
Do they?
I don't know if they still do. With ED2, you really don't need it anymore.
No, you don't. Yeah, they used to.
It's self-diagnostic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess
if they were putting gas analyzers on vehicles in the 90s, can you imagine how many will just fail?
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to
say RoboCop or what's his name?
They barely worked.
He sounds like Ned from South Park.
Hey, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to leave and come back.
That emissions testing really puts a lot of cars in the scrapyard.
Oh,
it really does. And it also makes a lot of money for the repair shop too.
Yeah, a lot of cars that are really not in bad shape end up getting junked.
Do you guys remember that cash for clunkers?
Oh yeah.
You remember having to?
That was really sad.
Yeah, it was.
It was sad seeing a lot of good cars go, have a motor seized up.
Like you could perfectly.
I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense in certain ways, but I mean, there's a lot of good vehicles out there that were just destroyed.
Oh, I heard so many stories.
That was
just
bad.
excellent stories of we got a Saturn whatever Ion traded in, and this is when the 6.4s were still shooting flames out of the tailpipes during the regen. He's like, you have no idea how many body panels got melted on that thing until they picked it up and scrapped it.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Well, those are old days.
So you guys still seeing 6.4? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't see any. I see more 6 liters than 6.4s. I mean, they're pretty much out of my business. I don't have one customer with 6.4.
Well, we're a Ford dealership,
like
so
yeah. Well, hey, yeah, you're a Ford dealership. Yeah. So I'm sure you're still seeing.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we'll have dudes bring in IDIs. Can you work on my 93? It's like,
yeah. Some guy asked me if he could bring his 6.9 in.
Wow.
Jesus.
What do you say when a guy brings in a 93?
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Yeah. It's gonna be a little harder.
Those things.
Well, no, it's still a what diesel engine is a 90? Is that's like no? That's pre like 7.3. Like it's like no turbo.
Yeah, it's before Powerstroke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
non-turbo. Probably those I've seen those run on like fry oil.
They're relatively simple, no power.
Stinking.
I drove one for a while. It was like it couldn't go 80.
Dude, I've heard people say those things are simple and easy to work on, and they still can't figure them out.
And you can't kill them. You cannot kill them.
Oh, I've seen those things killed before.
Yeah, you can kill them.
Oh, okay.
All you have to do is give them.
Don't take care of the coolant. They'll die themselves.
Yeah, they'll just eat themselves.
Yep.
The one that I drove had like no fluids in it. It was like leaking leaking oil. Just I don't know.
They're gutless.
It was very gutless.
They don't go.
Yeah, all the old diesels are like that.
Understand back then they're one of the fastest things on the road, diesel wise. Remember that, Vinnie?
Yeah, I do. Remember Frank's?
Yep, they were fast back then.
Yep.
You guys are all too young. The rest of you guys are too young to know.
In diesel and what? In trucks or?
Trucks.
Compared to a 6.2 GM, that thing was a rocket.
Really?
Yeah, remember that 6.2 GM? That thing was so slow.
Yep. I'm telling you, the 7.3 and 6.9 Fords were the king in their day.
Yeah, they were.
They really were, you know?
Yeah, when that came out, that was like, people were like floored by it. Everybody wanted it.
Yep. No kidding.
Yeah.
That's before my time.
I remember Frank's was a 1983 F250 XLT.
You remember that?
With a 6.9 and a standard transmission. That thing was a powerhouse.
And he was talking about, remember he had a plow on it. He's like, you don't even got to touch the gas. Just drop the plow and it goes, you know? It was funny.
I still remember riding that truck.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those trucks in their day were very fast.
Yeah, in their day, yes.
Yep.
But the comparison, is all relevant. There wasn't much to compare it to.
Right.
You got to figure back then, a small block had 150 horsepower in the truck.
Yeah.
A 351 or 350 Chevy had 150, 160 horsepower back then.
What was it? A long bed?
Yes, long bed, regular cab.
Regular cab. Everything was regular cab back then.
Was it?
Really? Wasn't it red with a silver brake in the middle?
What's that?
Wasn't it red on the top and bottom with a silver brake in the middle?
Yep. Remember that? I remember that truck. And they sat up. They were stout looking.
Yes.
They had them tall, skinny tires. They sat up really good. I mean, that truck was, they were, that was the shit back then.
What kind of front ends did they have? Was it the I-beam?
No, it was solid axle.
No, those were
right.
Solids with
that was a twin traction beam.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was a 250. That had the twin traction.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with the CVs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I got an 83 F-150, but it's a little baby truck. It's not no big Super Duty, or not Super Duty, but 250, 350.
Is it a 300 engine?
Yep.
I love those things.
It's a little
they're good. Truck. They're good motor.
Little baby truck. 4x4, 4x4, automatic. No power, anything. No AM radio, one speaker. Only
simple and reliable.
Yeah, only floor and defrost.
Yep.
No tack. It's I got it from my neighbor. I live next to for the last 15 years. He was an older gentleman, and he bought it as a retirement gift to himself in the November of '82. And for the last 30 years, he's shimmied between the truck and his lawnmower, and he's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not shimmying past this thing anymore. And he's like, I'm calling Mother Waddles.
Damn.
Do you guys know what Mother Waddles is? It's one of those car donations that you can get a tax write-off for.
Oh, right.
Mr. Ed, please don't call Mother Waddles. How much do you want? This thing's got 8,000 miles on it. You're not calling Mother Waddles.
8,000 miles?
8,000. So I'm in like straight preservation mode, and like everything's original. I had to replace the carb because it had sat. So I ordered a carb from Summit. It's like the exact rebuilt of that carb. I had to put a mechanical fuel pump on the side because it was leaking. I had to put a water pump on it. And just a few odds and then bullshit. But I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Freed up his garage, saved a truck from going to I don't know where that would have went.
I had to do that too. I kind of had to do that to a customer when I worked at the Cowie dealership when I was like 18. This older guy, he must have been in his 80s. Brought his bike in, it wouldn't start. I think it was what is it? Is it an 81 Midnight Maxim? It's an 83. I don't remember. Regardless, the guy's wife calls. She's like, "You're gonna tell him it's broken because I don't need him riding that thing anymore." Long story short, I bought the bike off of him for like $600, and I made that guy very sad until I put a Max 4-in-1 exhaust on it. We did like single pod filters on it. What else did I do? I think I did like some drag specialty bars on it, whatever, this, that, and the other. Ironically, the guy was neighbor to one of my friends. So I'm like, oh, I know where he is. I'll bring it over to him and show it to him. And I think I brought a tear to that guy's eye because he's like, that's what I've always wanted to do with that bike, and my wife wouldn't let me. And I'm like, wait a minute. Your wife wanted you to get rid of this thing because she thought you were going to die on it.
Yo, wussy. You got any bikes, Vinny?
But
off-road bikes, dirt bikes. I got a bunch of scooters.
Yeah.
I got 6 scooters. Yeah. I got a silly infatuation with scooters.
Like, okay, what kind of scooters?
Like what? You got like 6
Vespa scooters?
Yeah, I got a 2008. That's my newest one. It's a Vespa 250. That thing cranks. I mean, it's 250cc liquid cooled fuel injection. It'll do 80.
Wait, hold on. They got new Vespas?
Oh yeah, there's still go. Vespa Piaggio is.
Oh no way! I thought Vespa was like only a. I mean, I don't know a lot about them. I just thought they were old.
Yeah, it's the Xerox of scooters. Everybody calls every scooter a Vespa.
Yeah, right.
But no, it's an Italian company. But my Vespa's awesome. I got a Honda Elite 250, an 84.
Oh,
I mean, it's so horrible. It's great. I love those. It's got a foot brake pedal.
I was just gonna say, does it have a foot brake?
It's got the foot brake. Oh, you got to see me hang wheelies on this thing. It's great. So I got that. I got a Yamaha Vino 125. That's a great scooter. I that's still currently registered and everything.
Scooters are fun.
They are. You know why? Because you smile when you ride them all the time. You do. It's just they're great. I got a Zuma 50, Yamaha Zuma.
Zuma's a good one.
Yeah, and I got a Yamaha Vino 50. Which is nice about that is the same power plant as the Zuma, but they restrict it. They weld. It's funny, from the factory, they weld a washer in the exhaust, so it's got like, I'm not even kidding, like a 1/2-inch hole in a washer in the exhaust, and they put, so it's a CVT transmission, kind of like a snowmobile. It's so they put a spacer in the front clutch so it can't close all the way. So it restricts it to like 25. And like in 15 minutes, you grind the washer out of the exhaust, take the spacer out of the clutch, and then all of a sudden the thing freaking flies,
That's hilarious.
So I got one of them. And and I actually last year I bought a Honda Goldwing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because you know what? I haven't rode on the road in a while because it's just sketchy, man. Nobody's paying attention out there. I don't feel that good on the road because if you're not having 100% fun when you're riding on the road, what's the sense, Yeah. So I kind of quit for a lot of years. And my wife, just last year, she's like, you know what? You should look into getting another bike. I'd really like to start riding. So I was like, all right, there's only one bike. If I'm gonna ride at this point in my life, I'm riding a Goldwing because it's the caddy of bikes. You know what I mean?
It's a couch. It's a couch going down the road.
It really is. It really is. I mean, I could go at 60, 70, and I could have a conversation with my wife without even a mic. It's that quiet. You know what I mean?
I ain't never been on one of them.
Yeah, they're amazing. So
what color is it?
It's like it's a blue, but it's like a deep blue, metallic. Yeah, it's awesome.
Blue.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. And I bought it used. It's a 2007. You know, you can pick one up for like 10 grand, 12 grand, and you got a freaking bike. And this has got 20 something thousand. And it's funny, when I found out about looking for Goldwings, most guys got like 150, 200,000 on these things. Because they're a 6-cylinder too. No, they're a flat 6-cylinder, and they run forever. You know what I mean? People really tour on these things.
So what is it? How is it to take to do maintenance on that? Is it just one oil that's like the transmission oil and the crankshaft oil?
It's all one oil.
Okay.
Yeah, engine and transmission oil.
That's cool.
There's not really. I mean, the shaft drive. You know, it's got a rear diff oil. There's not really much to go wrong. And they got
smooth as
it's an 1800 cc. Cruise control, radio, everything.
Dang.
And it's 1800 cc 6-cylinder, so it's super small pistons.
Dang.
So smooth. Yeah, smooth as glass, but a 6-cylinder. I mean, it's literally like, you could probably balance a nickel on the motor, you know?
Wow. My favorite thing about those Goldwings is that they have the little reverser to help you back them up if you're up against a curb and it's pointed down.
Oh, you know what? Because the bike's heavy. Yeah, what you do is, you click a little button and it uses the starter motor to run it in reverse.
What?
Yeah, so you hit a button, it locks the clutch in, and you hit the starter button, and it just and backs you up. Because if you're on a little bit of a downhill, you ain't pushing that thing backwards while you're sitting on it.
Oh, so the bike's not on when you're doing this?
No, the bike's on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bike's running. Yep, just hit this one button. Shit. It kind of deactivates the starter.
Sweet.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
It is. It's a nice setup, So, and it's got tons of storage, the saddlebags and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And Harleys are cool, but they're kind of like, if you want luxury, you're not going to buy one. That's kind of like a look at me bike. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
how comfortable were those bikes to ride when you guys were making them?
The custom bikes, not really that comfortable at all.
They were basically just made there to.
No. Now, when I left there in 2007, and I started my own company, I called it V-Force Customs. We built a couple bikes, and I was really focused on building, functional bikes. And I built this one bike for a company in Jersey. It was called Geese Chasers. And I used the Harley 103 cubic inch motor that was it's got balance shafts in it, because that was old. Everybody uses antiquated, archaic motors,
Sound good.
And they vibrate and all that crap. So I put a balanced motor. I made this bike 100% user friendly, and it was awesome. I really focused on that, and it was good. But we did that for a couple of years, but that went to the wayside.
I do remember seeing those bikes on TV. I wasn't watching the show, but I did kind of like tune in from time to time just to see the bikes.
Yeah.
But I was like,
you probably didn't want to deal with the drama.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know because I was only like 15.
The spider, the spider, like the black.
Dude, I was just gonna say.
Is that what it was called? That's what I.
The Black Widow.
The Black Widow. I was going to go to my parents' house because I think when I was in like 3rd grade, I got a little die cast one for my birthday, and when I heard you were gonna be on, I was just gonna sneak that thing in and be like, dude, you're my guy.
That's funny. Yeah, we went out to Michigan a couple times, man.
Yeah,
we had a good time. I always said, if I didn't live where I lived, if I had to live away from a coast, I would live in Michigan. Just because every time I went there was motorheads, tons of motorheads.
Motor City, baby.
Motor City. And if it wasn't motorheads, there was snowmobilers. I've always been a big snowmobiler. Tons of it.
We got some feeling.
Yeah, and I was just like, that was my thing. And every time I went there, I always had the best time. So it's awesome. I love Michigan.
Yeah, you always told me that. You loved it there.
I did. Loved it. Yeah.
You had some turnout there too, right? Remember, didn't one of the highways almost get shut down? Like you had.
Yeah, we did. We had a great turnout. Yeah, that was we just had so much fun. I built that bike for Fred out there too. Remember?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, we did the unveil out there. That was just we just always had a great chopper. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Motorcycles.
What do they call people from Michigan? What are they? Michiganders?
Oh,
Michiganders, yeah.
Is that what it is?
I heard someone call me a Michiganian once, and I'm like,
huh?
Well, you call me what?
I do what?
I mean, just call me like a troll or a fudgy or something. Don't offend me.
You really don't hear the term Michigander around the Detroit area. You kind of hear it out.
You only hear that when the governor is talking about.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Our fellow Michiganders. Whatever.
Big Gretch.
Yeah, but I always had a good time out there, man. That was great.
Yeah, Michigan, it has its ups and downs.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, I just get tired of the snow. I don't like playing in it.
Look at it this way: there are no animals here, or reptiles, or anything, bugs that are going to kill you.
Yeah, right.
We might get the occasional rogue twister, and you got to go down in your Frady hole. I'm saying that for all of our Oklahoma, Mississippi, Kansas people. They'll know what I'm talking about. Like, there's not really anything that can kill you.
That's kind of like where we are too. Same thing.
I mean, you might get the occasional rogue like bear or, cougar, and not the kind that you see stumbling home from the bar, but it's nothing more than that.
Let me ask you this though. In your area, are you in an area where they make you put like a cap on your truck? Like
somebody was telling me
a cap. What do you mean a cap?
Like a top? You have to put like a topper or like a tonneau cover?
No, I think it was a guy from New York area.
Yeah.
I don't know I forget where and he was saying you got to put like a cap. Like you can't just have a pickup bed. You've got to put a thing on it, or
it's considered like a work truck or something. If you got
to make it look like an SUV.
I never heard of that ever. Have you, John?
I've only heard of it. Then remember, if you want to drive an HD truck like on the Iconic or the
I've seen that. Yes, there's certain roads.
The passenger plate, and if it's above 5,500 pounds empty, the only way to get around that is to put a cap on it, bolt it on permanently, and then you can tag it and drive like on the parkways and expressways. Like that's it.
Besides that, I've never heard of that.
That's some crazy stuff.
I can't deal.
Yeah, because there's certain roads. Yeah, you can't drive on.
Like in New York, though, there are a lot of parkways. If you don't use them, you got to take the commercial routes, and it's a lot longer and they're a lot busier.
Oh,
yeah.
So like, if you put a cap on it, then like, what is it?
It's an SUV.
Is that what it is?
Well, if half tons you can do anything with. If it's 5,500 pounds or empty, lighter you can put a passenger plate on it. But if the truck weighs 5,500 pounds, it has to have a commercial plate, unless you have a cap permanently affixed to the truck.
Oh, I understand.
So you couldn't take an F-250 and drive on the Taconic Parkway with it, let's say.
The 10,000 pound truck. A 250 can be a 10,000 pound truck.
Although I used to take my GM or my Chevy, my 2,500 on there. Remember when I used to go down to Westchester every freaking when my daughter was in the hospital?
Yeah. So wait, is your? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I used to go down that parkway all the time. I never got nabbed, but I used to do it.
Oof.
So do they put you in a CDL too, above 10,000 pounds, or at 10,000 pounds?
For what?
Gross vehicle weight rating. I know some areas are like, if you come to 10,000 pounds, you got to have a CDL.
No, it's over 18,000. Am I right, John?
Is it
26?
Oh, 26?
Is it? That's where we are.
2601.
Yeah, it's federal.
Yeah. Is that federal?
Yeah. At 26,001, you need a CDL.
Ask Rain Man.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Ask Big Bro. Ask Big Bro.
Vinny, you know what's funny? Sean DS is obsessed with oil. And tell him what oil you use in your Vespa, what it recommends in the factory.
Oh, the Rotella? Yeah, it's like a Rotella. I do. Yeah. That's, you know what? It's funny. You remember more than me because I put so little miles on that thing in the last 5 years. I don't think I've changed the oil in the last 5 years. I probably got like 100 miles on it in the last 5 years.
I was telling Sean they recommend the T6 Rotella in the Vespa, in the scooter.
Right.
Yeah, you were saying that oil is good for a lot of stuff. Listen, if you're gonna beat up oil, I took that Vespa
from New York to Ocean City, Maryland, right? On the highway, 9,500 RPM the whole way.
Oh,
wide open down the Jersey Turnpike, 80 miles an hour. Let me tell you what, if you're gonna put something through its paces, it's basically like being on a dyno for 5 hours. So let me tell you, no bullshit.
Was that when Daddy borrowed my big block, Vinny?
Yeah, you remember that? He had your 8100 pulling that trailer. Yeah. I rode that Vespa down to Ocean City, Maryland, and back.
Oh my gosh, that would have been hilarious.
I'm just picturing this right now, and I'm liking it. I really like it.
Listen, let me tell you what. When I was in the mode of going to bike shows and stuff, there was nothing better than having a scooter, because like everything is just mobbed, and there's bikes everywhere. And you got a scooter, you can go anywhere you want. You go around traffic, you go over curbs, you go anywhere you want. That was like our bloodline.
You get me on a scooter, I'm king shit. I think I'm just king of the world.
Yeah,
big smile on your face the whole time.
Like an idiot. Me.
They wouldn't mind one of those like Ruckuses or those Honda Groms. Those are pretty.
I've been trying to find my cool girlfriend.
Well, you know what?
A matching pair of elites.
There's a whole cult. There's a cult of Honda Ruckus owners.
Is there?
Where they like totally mod them out, stretch them, customize them. Yeah, they go crazy, man. I actually. I ran.
I'm thinking, it's no big bug. Are we getting this snow or not?
Oh, they talking. You keep talking.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what they were saying.
Around. No, they pussyfooting around.
I was down in Ocean City, Maryland, with my Vespa 250, and there was a whole group of Honda Ruckus owners that kind of saw who we were, and they were like, "Oh man, cool." We were all hanging out, and they were like all modded out. And they're only like 50 cc's, but they had all like engine swaps in them and everything. I ended up drag racing a couple of them with my 250, and they freaking walked my ass. In these little ruckuses, man. They were like, they take that shit seriously, man. It was funny.
Do you remember the night we went to the concert in Albany, and you had that little scooter in your trunk, and you whipped it out when we were stuck in traffic, and you flew up and down? We were stuck on the 6th floor of a parking garage for like an hour. And I'm with Vinny. We went to a concert. He opens the trunk of his Beretta, and out comes this little scooter.
Oh, yeah. You remember that? That was like GoPed.
That was the funniest thing I ever seen. My brother is flying up and down 6 stories of a parking garage around parked cars, and everybody's cheering him on, screaming.
I forgot about that until you just said that. Yeah, man.
That was the funniest thing I ever seen you do, because I could hear you going up and down. I'm on top of your car, and I hear you going every circle, every level. Everybody cheering you on. Go, Vinny!
That's funny, man. That's a long time ago. That Beretta was a 92.
We drove that thing there with my tires off my car that I gave you that weren't balanced, and we're going down the throughway. You make a turn, the car would shake.
Beretta.
Depending on how far.
Well, okay. Let me just give you a little quick rundown on this Beretta. I'm infatuated. I always had a nice car my whole life, and I've always had a winter beater, And this Beretta was one of those things that I bought for $50. It had no reverse. It was just beat, had a ton of miles on it. I threw a junkyard tranny in it, and I rebuilt the tranny for a guy. He couldn't pay me, so he gave me this nitrous kit. I threw this nitrous kit on this Beretta. It was a 70 dry. It was a dry kit.
That's awesome.
And I used to spray this freaking car as a daily driver every day because my best friend used to deal nitrous. So I would just fill my tank, and he would spray. And this car lasted for it. It was so funny. And it was just like, I just put a smile on my face, and I'd go to work. Oh, you take off? Let me spray it.
I mean, see.
Oh my! Well, you'd have someone in the passenger seat, and you're just looking at him. Like, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Just spray it?
It was a fun car, man. I did it because I really didn't care, and it just lasted forever. So it was funny.
Speaking of cars, you got any cool rides or any?
No, I really don't. You know what I got? I got my nicest ride is a 2015 Chevy Express 2500 conversion van.
Oh,
yeah, the extended conversion van, 9-passenger, leather, TV. Yeah, so because you know what, I got 4 young kids. I'm not even gonna say young. My oldest is 17. My youngest is 10.
Is it all-wheel drive?
No, because the 2500, it's the extended. I think you only get the 4-wheel drive on the 1500.
Okay.
If I'm correct. But it pulls I got a 10,000 pound camper, and for me to fit all my family, I had an Escalade before that, and then I had a Suburban, an 8100 Suburban, because I can't use a pickup truck with all my kids.
Yeah, right.
So I use the Suburban, and that towed it good. But this van, it's only a 6-liter, but because it's so tall, it's got the high top. It brings that wind right over the top of the camper. It just tows amazingly, and they're driving in a lap of luxury. That's my ride.
Hell yeah, that'd be a pretty cool sight to see.
Yeah,
van towing this trailer.
You were telling me about a '92 Beretta, bro. I had a '92 Beretta.
Oh yeah, what was it? Was it a 3.1?
Yeah, it was.
That's what mine was.
I got a horrible story about that. It's
terrible. Oh yes,
I want to hear it.
My brother had a '95 GMC Yukon. But he was a dummy. He was such an idiot. So
it was a 95 GMC.
He had the it had a 5.7
throttle body. Last year, the throttle body.
And I was like 16. I'm learning how to work on cars, and I would like take it apart and fix on it, and it ran horrible. And it had a miss. And I took the valve covers off of it, and I put like a push rod in it. It had a bent push rod. And then I got it running good. I got it running real good. I put the 10W40 in it from AutoZone, all that. And I was learning off of that truck. And he got tired of the gas. And I would take it out, no license or nothing, and drive it. And I learned how to drive on it. He got tired of how much fuel it was using. Because, gas prices back then were, 2006.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Fuel was getting expensive.
Yes.
So he got tired of gas mileage. So guess what he did? Traded it, not title for a '92 Beretta. And this truck was clean. I mean, it was relatively clean. It wasn't great, but still worth way more than a '92 Beretta.
Yeah, seriously.
With 200K and his had like 140. He was so stupid.
Oh my God.
Weren't those things known for like something with oil or something, or like burning oil, or
the Berettas, or
or leaking oil, or something with the heads?
No, it was the heads on the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder.
Oh, 2.3 liter.
Yeah, they used to crack heads.
There was Gorilla Glue on the intake. It was horrible. When it ran, it vibrated. Like, the guy's like, yeah, there's some Gorilla Glue.
My brother was a dummy.
He traded. We met up at Eastland Mall. He traded this dude. They were laughing. I'm like, dude, we were raced. We were my '92 LeBaron. I had the white LeBaron with the '92
LeBaron.
I had the 3.0.
I love that motor.
Yeah, I had that 3-liter.
It's a Mitsubishi 3-liter.
Yeah,
it's a
Mitsubishi.
I'll be right back. It was a drop top. You got to tell him it was a drop top.
It was a drop top. It had a red interior.
Oh my God.
And I fucking would burn him. I would burn him so bad in that Beretta.
He would be so pissed.
It would just vibrate. It would just vibrate as he would drive.
That's funny.
He drove it for for like 6-7 months, and then he had to like give it away for free because it was junk. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Terrible situation. Man, oh man, I can't believe he did that.
Well, nowadays you could just pull your cat off the car and get $500 for your freaking catalytic converter and junk the car.
Yep. It's worth more than a car.
I think he got like $700 for that car.
Yeah.
Terrible situation, man.
That's crazy. Trade for the Beretta.
That's funny.
Oh, your gas is too much, man. I think I would trade it for a Beretta. Dude, I did a paper route in that truck. Filled it with newspapers.
The Yukon?
Yeah.
You must have lost money with the gas.
Yeah, I had to tell the people at the paper route that my engine blew and I can't do it no more. I was lying. I just didn't want to do it no more because I was losing money on gas.
I was going to say. Probably cost you money to deliver the paper every morning.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, no.
Nothing like a fresh, ice cold bub. Does anybody out there in TV land, let us know in the comment section. My favorite, Sean, says it gives him a headache. My favorite is a nice cold bubbly. My absolute favorite.
I can't do carbonated water.
No.
Yeah, it's something. You know what? They taste good.
The worst thing too is when you're dating someone that's like born in Europe, and when we went there, you have to ask for still water.
Like, you do
carbonated water, and they give you the wrong stuff.
That's funny you said that. I went to Italy, it was the same way.
Yep.
You got there it was agua naturale. If you didn't ask for that, they give you sparkling water.
Yeah, they give you the sparkling water and like the $5 bill for it too.
With the bubbly, I don't know if like the electrolytes, I don't know what they're doing, but it's like it doesn't hydrate at all. Like it just doesn't seem like it hydrates you.
Well, if you put alcohol in it, it works better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you
what, like a Truly?
Yeah, something like that.
If you take that with a little bit of vodka and a lime, it works really, really well.
Right? Yeah, that's how it's when it starts kicking in.
It's vodka.
No bubble water.
Do you guys have snow on the ground like before it started snowing? Like, do you guys currently stacked on the outside right now?
Oh, we're stacked. We got John. Me and John are differences here because he's done with playing in the snow and I'm not.
Yeah.
And I still got young kids and I love snowmobiling. It's my absolute favorite sport. So this year is just, I don't even know if I've ever had a year this good because we recently in the last 15, 20 years, we don't really get a base anymore. We get a good snowfall, it gets warm again and it melts. Then we get a good snowfall and it warm and it melts. Right now we got, I don't know, what did we get, John, that first big snowfall? Maybe 18 inches?
Damn.
Right. So we got an 18-inch and then it stayed cold. And then what did we get? Another 5-6 inches?
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
Deal with that.
Yeah. And then
we haven't gotten that.
We got over 2 feet of compacted snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've had to go and push back with the loader in parking lots because there's no place to put snow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I don't like
it, and I'm working in it.
Well, listen, it sucks working in it at my shop because
I've never seen that.
Yeah, at my shop when you're working on it, and they love to overdo the calcium chloride on the salt. So when that stuff's dripping on you, that doesn't feel that great.
Oh, man,
I hate that part of it. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But as far as playing in it, we got really good. 2 nights ago, no, last night, I was out till probably midnight, and we were just we did a lot of good riding. It was the best riding in a long time. So
can you get on the trails like right from where you are, or do you got to go somewhere?
No, it's in my backyard, the trails.
Oh, no kidding.
Vince, Uncle Johnny said hi.
Hey, Vincey.
Put your head in the camera. Say hi.
Hi. Hey, Vincey.
That's my little boy. He's my 10-year-old. He's my youngest. So, but anyway, we got some really good snow right now. Good for me. It's good for anybody that makes money in it because I'll tell you what, when it snows, my shop gets really busy.
Oh yeah.
Trucks lined up.
Yeah. Yep.
You handle a lot of landscapers. You do an incredible amount of work for the size of your shop. I mean, a lot of vehicles go through that shop. Yeah,
we do. We crank out some pretty good work. I got my my one employee, Jared. He's just great, man. He's been with me forever. I wish I could find another really good employee. I got my nephew working with me. He's a beginner, and we only have a 3-bay shop, and we crank them out, man.
That's all that matters, man.
You know what?
I was checking out your YouTube channel, Vinny, and I saw you taking I want to say it was a snowmobile, and I think you went across a small pond.
Oh yeah, you saw that. That's at my house. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I would have been so scared to do that. Man, jeez.
That's funny.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was. That was in the summer. It was funny. Actually, it wasn't in the summer. It was in the spring, and I was putting my snowmobiles away for the season, and I put a fresh tank of gas in it with stable and all that stuff, and I'm like, man, I got to let this stuff run through the carburetors. It's going to take me forever. I'm like, you know what? If I do a wide open blast across that pond, I'll have fresh gas in them carbs. So I was just like, gone.
So if you let off the throttle at all, you're going under.
Oh yeah, they don't float. I can tell you that.
You're going under. Like you gotta.
Yeah.
There is
you're
off the throttle.
Yeah, you're in pure hydroplane.
What's your YouTube channel name?
I think it's just under DiMartino Motorsports, I believe.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'll have to write that down.
Yeah. Yeah, check it out. You know what's funny is so many people I tell that to, like they don't really understand YouTube, how you can go to the channel and watch all the videos, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't post nearly as much as I should, just because, you know, I'm busy. You know, I would love to set up cameras and because I do a lot of interesting stuff too. And I'm just like, you know, I don't got time. You know, you got customers waiting, you're working. You're like, I got to get this thing in and out, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, Aaron. I don't know how you film at the dealership while you work.
Yeah, some guys are just really good at it.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's
so is Sean.
prioritizing.
I've seen DS. He works with that camera. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
It's hard. You just practice and slowly.
I know. I could probably do way better on my YouTube channel if I did stuff like that. But like I said, when I get into especially a diagnostic mode,
I know.
I block everyone out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get my wiring schematic. I do what I got to do, and I don't listen to anybody. You know, I'm like, even my secretary, which is my cousin, or Jared, I'm like, you know, don't talk to me right now because I'm freaking.
You've kind of got to look at it like it's work.
Yeah.
You gotta take it as work because.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yep.
Yeah. You gotta accept that it is work. It's not free. It's like.
No, I know it's not free. That's 100%.
No. But I think if Vinny pumped out videos like DS Trucks does, he'd probably have like 1 million subs by now.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
You know what's funny too is when I wanted to start with YouTube, it was actually Johnny who got me going because he was like, you know, I got a couple videos up and you know, there was the giraffe videos, right, John?
Yeah.
He did a couple of giraffe videos. He's like, they're getting so much response, and I'm like, all right, how do you get monetized? You know? He's like, so then I looked into it. And I'm like, all right, you need 1,000 subscribers, and you need, I don't remember how many watched minutes it was.
Like 1,000 viewer hours.
Whatever it was. So I'm like, okay, let me try. So I had a good following on my DiMartino Motorsports Facebook page. I think I had maybe 50 or 60,000 followers. So I'm like, you know what?
Damn.
So I posted on that. I said, everybody follow my YouTube channel. I need some help. I want to get monetized. And within like 10 minutes, I had like 5,000 subscribers. So I'm like, oh, cool. I got that done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. That was easy. So now I got to get the watch minutes. So I started posting some videos and I'm like, man, this is going to take forever. That's a lot of watch minutes, you know?
It takes no time.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me do some videos about, you know, working with the guys. And as soon as I did that, like a couple of them went viral. And I totally missed out on all that because it took me literally, like, once you get your watched minutes, YouTube has to review you.
And it takes forever, yeah.
Oh, it took forever. It took like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I got a couple viral videos that went like 2.5 million views. And I missed out on all that. on the mono, you know.
It's a lot of money, but it's not like
no, I know. It's not. No, it's not. But it was like, oh, man. So, you know, and then I was like, all right, whatever. So
that they don't happen. I mean, for us, I mean, they don't happen all the time. So it's
no, it don't happen for all the time for me either. I think I got like 2 of them that got over 1 million views, and I got a couple that I got 500,000.
That does make you lose a little momentum, though, for sure. If they're like, you know, like, come on, YouTube.
I know it does, and then you know, most of my videos I do, you know, I'll get whatever, you know, 25K, 30K, you know. Because I don't keep up on it much. You know what I mean? I don't really.
You're too busy.
Yeah, I am. And then if I'm not busy at work, I'm busy at home. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still?
There's definitely an opportunity cost if you put time and interest into YouTube. Like financially speaking, you make more money not doing YouTube.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you get real big. But
right. Exactly.
You don't know if you're gonna get real big.
It's a risk. It's a risk. It's a risk. With everything.
I think you have to do it for the love and not the money.
That's 100%. I was just going to say that too. Yes, if you love doing it, then the money will follow, and that's great. But yes,
I like filming. I did it because I wanted to do it. You know.
Yeah, if you're forcing yourself, it's not worth it.
I was looking at like highest paid YouTubers of 2020.
Oh my God. You see some of them guys?
Isn't that crazy?
The person that pulled in the most money is like a 9 or 10-year-old.
Yes, the toy reviewer kid.
Ryan's
He
toy
pulls
review.
in
You mean the dude that I just watched?
$25 million a year.
My
right?
daughter watches that all the time.
Yeah.
My kids watch that.
This kid makes over $5 million a year.
That's my son chiming in. Because you know what? He watches like these gamers that put YouTube videos up of just them just playing games.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of watching that stuff though.
Yeah, well, there you go. And you see how many views they get. They're like a week in and they got like 3 million views.
I mean, there's people that put some really creative like stuff that like they just have good personalities. Like, they do goofy shit. Like Side by Side blog had some 30-inch tall saw blades that they put on a razor and they went ripping out on the ice with it to see if it would work. And it's like, or Whistling Diesel, the whole diesel community and truck guys know him and he just destroys stuff. And it's like you can kind of live your life through other people's experiences that they're doing. You're like, yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I'll watch someone else do it at their own expense.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, there's some really smart guys out there doing stuff too, like engineers. I watch a lot of engineers. I'm really big into that. I love the manufacturing part.
What engineers do you watch?
Vince, what's the guy we watched that builds all those squirrel traps and all that? What's his name?
Oh, Mark Rober.
Yeah. This guy is such an intelligent engineer. It's ridiculous. And I really like that stuff. And I love that. The most about what I did at Orange County was the research and design part of it. And these guys are just like the amount of work they put into these things. There's no way YouTube can be paying off for the amount of work they do. Yeah, and they're incredible.
Yeah. This guy walked 800 miles up and down his stairs
thinking.
Yes, thinking, Dad. It took him like a month to complete this project.
That's funny.
I have a soft spot for
you built a lot of nice stuff, and you always give everything a lot of thought when you engineered a product or a part, or you were on a CNC machine, and you always built a lot of really cool things that nobody else really built.
Yeah, that was definitely the funnest part. When I started my own business in 2007, unfortunately, I'm not going to say unfortunately, but everything I have is self-taught as far as like, the machining part of it and the water jet and all that stuff. So it was not, I wish I could have had a mentor or learned off somebody with, and absorbed their experience, but I couldn't do that. So I kind of self-taught myself. But with doing that though, you get very creative. And, once I started doing that, it was so cool because the trial and error portion of it is just absolutely amazing because you can break stuff and screw stuff up, but the amount that you learn from your mistakes is like, you can't buy that kind of education,
Yeah, true that.
No, it's nice to have like someone show you the right way to do it.
Absolutely, because the 10 times that you do it wrong sucks.
But sometimes it's better. Sometimes trial by fire is 10 times better because you'll learn.
Right, the amount that you learn.
You know why you do it a certain way now. Of like, oh, this is why they do it that way, instead of you finding out and you're like, an expert and it happens and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? You know what's weird though? Have you ever talked to like an engineer that on paper he's an engineer, but in reality he doesn't really like have that.
Jack Diddley.
You're talking about the people that develop cars?
I was going to say, have you seen?
Yeah.
No common sense.
Have you seen where some of these bolts are? Like what?
I know.
Literally, what the fuck? How am I supposed to do that?
Well, here's the thing.
You got your kid with you.
My mechanic gets so mad at this stuff, and he takes the stuff to heart and all the time. And I always tell him, I built stuff. Do you know how much extra work it is to make things easy to work on?
It's so much harder.
It's so much harder. So it's why it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
I never looked at it like that.
It is. It's very hard to make things easy to work on. It definitely is.
I don't make stuff.
Aaron,
so
think about
I never really thought about that.
Think about our biggest. Think about our biggest pain in the whatever it is to get to. If it's
pulling the cab on a Ford.
Yeah. So like
Right?
if it's like
Easy
a stamped
gravy.
part and it's like, oh, I wish they would have moved this bolt a little bit more this way. How many millions of dollars in tooling do they have to spend just to make it a little bit
Right.
easier for us?
I know.
Well, I think there's a big dichotomy there when you have like one side, okay, we need it to be easier to work on. Then you have the other side where we need the most features, we need the most horsepower, the most torque, and we got to do it quick. You know, if it was easy to work on, it'd be gutless. There'd be no new technology. It'd be very boring.
Yeah. No, but I was getting angry at this F7, 650, 750s blower motor I had to do yesterday. Cause like you guys could have just moved this tab a little bit further this way. I could get that bolt out so easy instead of busting my knuckles to get a little 7mm screw out.
Okay, well, let me ask you this though: who here has seen when they put a lot of little funnel kind of channels when you pull an oil filter off, so they don't leak all over the place?
Yeah.
Any guys come across them?
My F-150 had one.
Okay, so Dodge likes to do that only on some of their vehicles, but when they do it, they don't quite make it work right. So they went through the engineering of it, and then you pull the filter, and it still leaks on the other side of it. That to me, you can't get any stupider than that. Because if you're gonna put the engineering into it, make it work, you know.
And they've got to make them. They've got to mass produce them. So I guess that's why they're harder to work on too. They're easy to build, but hard to work
trucks, when you go to change the oil, whether it's like a 6.2 or a V10 or a 3.5, it's like I think on some of the 6.8s, the drain, like the hole points straight at the radius arm.
Oh, I know.
And then it hits that and it sprays everywhere. Or like an F-150, you go to drain it and it's like there's a freaking stabilizer bar right there that it's going to spray on.
What is this?
They've got to put that engine in so many different vehicles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think there was even a Dodge I once worked on that I had to take a cross member out to get the drain plug out.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't come across that.
Hey, John, I'm plowing right now. And I will say, like, I switched my plow controller over to my left hand.
Yeah, how is it?
It's way better, I think.
It is, right?
My first year doing this.
Yeah, it's way better, right?
Oh, it's not on your shift hand.
No, yeah, it's out of my shift hand, and I'm able to shift.
So you shift and drive with the right, and you plow with the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much better, isn't it?
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, I like it better that way.
I don't think I've ever done it that way.
I thought it'd be hard for me to learn. No, not at all.
What do you do, Ryan?
10 minutes.
I shift and control a plow with the same hand.
Right, that's what I've always done too.
Yeah, I've changed that.
I like I put the Boss controller. You got the little Velcro strap. I just put it in my hand and just shift while I do it.
Right.
You guys need to be sticking your arm through the steering wheel and grabbing the shifter.
So before, what I would do is I would have it in my right hand, the controller. And then when I would need to shift, I could just reach over like this with my left hand and bop, boom. It don't take long. It's easy. I can do it quick.
I always did it with the same hand I was holding the controller.
But like
this.
this.
Driving, Vinny?
What's that?
You know what he's plowing with?
What?
A brand new 2020 450 pickup.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, with a Fisher 810 on it, like the Blizzard version, and a spreader like mine, but bigger, the 2-yard spreader.
Okay, that's got to move some snow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a beautiful truck. I think it's a Lariat trim level, right, Sean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of the few trucks they still put grease fittings on everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe they still put the grease fittings on the upper and lower ball joints, front U joints.
Yep.
All that stuff. If you go to a 350, only the front U joints got them.
Here
You're right.
Here go DS's truck right here.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, it's his truck, Vin.
I drove your favorite ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I got one customer with a 450.
Oh, look, here goes his video.
Oh.
A lot of guys are warning me.
We can critique his plowing.
No, I already critiqued him the other night, telling him how much quicker he could do his work if he had a back blade. Oh, that's a question. Do you guys run back blades out east?
No, but
No.
I wish they did.
Yeah. If I was still doing my own business, I would have one right now. I'd have a 16-foot back blade on a 1-ton single wheel truck.
One of the Ebling ones.
Yep, I'd have it on a 1-ton single wheel, 4-wheel drive.
So those guys are basically just down the road from us, and damn near every plow company runs Ebling back blades, all the landscape companies, and they're actually one of our customers too. And they have a 99 7.3 and an 05 6-liter. And I don't know how they do this, but those things all around, they look like they just came off the showroom floor. Like the interiors are immaculate. Paint.
There's certain people like that.
Yep.
Like very low mileage.
Like that.
Yep, me too.
10-year-old trucks look like brand new.
You're like, how do you do that? I know.
I want that.
I know.
I think if like for what I'm plowing right now, a back blade would be cool, but it wouldn't make sense. I don't have big enough accounts.
Dude,
I'm a little ignorant to the back blade. So how does the back blade work?
It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of it.
It does matter because my lots are small and the crown in all these lots is too much crown for a big back blade.
Dude, you're getting too worried about the crown and scrape.
No, I'm already
another company. Short Iron Fabrication or something that makes them too.
Yeah, Short Iron makes them. There's there was a company out of Muskegon. You're familiar with, West Michigan. They make it's called Snow Power, but I heard he just sold to
the Boss, right?
Yeah. Right. And he has one that goes in on a 5th wheel plate. So you don't have to have a specialized hitch for like the Ebling or the B&B or the Short Iron ones. And his wings go 180 too.
Yeah.
So you can have it boxed in, you can have it straight 16, or you can flip it the other way and you can go like full on, stacker.
So you can plow in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how good those things are holding up plowing in reverse. I don't think they were meant for the transmissions to work like that,
No, and that's kind of one thing I've always been hesitant about, because one of the guys that I worked for had one, and I looked at his trans fluid after he plowed with it for a winter, and oof.
When I was in transmission school, they talked about reverse as having extra holding power by default. Just like low, they called it the low and reverse servo. So it would hold just like first. It has pressure to not be an issue for usage.
Well, it's not the pressure thing; it's the heat thing.
Yeah. Also, the planetary gear set. It depends on the planetary gear set design. It get really hard on the planetary gear set.
Yeah, like the old Turbo 400s or the 4L80s had a very weak reverse.
Oh, I have a 4L60.
But they should already assume that you're going to be doing heavy duty stuff in reverse.
I know they should.
You're going to be moving a trailer or whatever in reverse.
Yeah, but you're not going to be going 40 across a parking lot and slamming it back in a drive.
Well, you shouldn't be going 40 though, right? If you're plowing.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're trying to make money, you're going fast.
Yeah, that's right.
No, you're not. I mean, what are you talking about going fast? Like, how fast are you going?
Dude, no joke. When I was plowing, I would get going like 30 in reverse.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, crank across the parking lot.
Crank, and then you'd throw it into neutral and put your foot on the brake, and you'd slide another 100 feet until you hit a snow pile. Then you dump it and drive and just mat it.
Mat it.
Well, I've never,
plowing.
I've never plowed with anyone else's equipment, so I wouldn't have. I'm gonna go reverse right now, real quick, and see how fast I can go reverse.
Redline it.
3, 2, 1.
Mat it. Just mat it.
Mat it
to the floor.
Just put it to the wood.
Oh, yeah. Now he's about his 430 gears, right?
He's taking off.
Maybe like 15, and then I'm kind of like a little bit nervous.
I guess he's going to be driving out to Grand Rapids. He can pull the trans.
You can get going pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't really. I like when my blade's on the ground. I'm never going over like 15 miles an hour. If I'm doing a street, maybe 20. Maybe
Ryan,
20 if I know the
plow?
street. Only if I know the street.
I go pretty easy on my stuff. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I do that in someone's driveway. If we're doing like roads, because the guy that I do side work for, yeah, he does a lot of like private drives and stuff. Dude, he'll launch snow halfway into someone's yard. He's going so fast. But it's the only way.
I learned my lesson one time. Yeah, crumple up an A-frame when you hit a curb through a snowdrift.
Oh,
you'll never do it again.
Oh,
no, I don't even have to do that to know better.
Hopefully, it's just an A-frame, not a car frame or a truck frame.
That never feels good. Or a manhole. One of them.
Didn't you have a couple Fords that bent the frame on the right side. Remember that? They would rub through the brake line. Remember that?
What?
Yep.
Remind me of that.
In your old shop in Newburgh.
Uh-huh.
We had a couple trucks come in. It would eat through the front brake line on a passenger side because it bent the frame just on that side. Remember? One of them was
plow trucks.
Yes, plow trucks. The coil spring Super Duties 05 and newer. You had two of them in your shop with bent frames on the right side from guys hitting stuff.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I work on a lot of trucks. I don't even remember that.
I worked on one with you. I remember working on one of them.
You probably did.
And I remember it was.
I'm not doubting you one bit.
I think there's a trans heat exchanger just on the outside or inside of the frame.
There is.
Yeah, the filters on the inside.
They have that little filter.
Yeah.
They have like an inline filter.
Toilet paper roll.
Yep, exactly.
The one that if you haven't changed by now, just don't even try.
Yeah, because and the one that you can't buy the fittings for unless you buy the whole housing.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to buy them housings just to get the fittings.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that, John, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. I can tell you that.
They both had Fisher plows on them. One was
it was probably 84 Landscaping, probably Jose.
One of them, yes, one of them was.
Yep.
And I remember one of them that it had rubbed through the brake line, and you had to put a brake line on it, and you actually routed it differently because the frame was bent a little bit.
Right. Yeah, it very well could have been.
That was the old shop. That was like 2014.
Yeah.
I will say this, guys, about the Fisher plows. They are great. They plow good. They scrape good. I'm not a huge fan of how they stack.
Sean, the expanding plows don't stack that good, Sean.
Well, my whiteout did. My Western whiteout.
That's the lightest of those plows.
I was going to say, was your Western off of a chain or was the hydraulics connected to the A-frame?
Both of them are chain.
I think
it might just be how you had your chain adjusted too.
The Western would when you hit the pile with the Western, it goes up the pile. When you hit the pile with the Fisher, it tries to go through the pile.
That's because the Fisher's a bottom trip.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, that's good. You don't want to stack snow. You want to push it out. Otherwise, you're not going to know where to put it.
I don't know. It seems like if you for as far as being efficient, when you naturally just stack the snow,
shots fired.
Seems like it goes up quicker.
Well, I'm saying future when you get a giant dump and you're losing parking space. I always carry snow as far into wherever as I can.
When there's a pile of snow, I can't push a pile of snow, man. What do you think? If it's hardened, I'm just gonna push it.
I'm saying in future, your first snow, kind of drive into the yard if you have to, and put it way back there.
Yeah, lift it up 2
100%.
The grass and keep going.
My favorite plows are Blizzards, which are now Snow X's.
Yep,
those are I love those things.
Yeah, John loves them.
I do. They're far and away. I've used Blizzard Snow X, the Fisher XLS, and the Whiteout. None of the Fisher and Western do not compare to the Snow X and Blizzard.
What do you like? Do you like the
Snow X is the one with the down,
or do you like the Power Plow better?
I like the Power Plow better.
Nice.
The speed is nice too, though.
Are you talking about the Snow X with down pressure? Similar to mine, but it has actual down pressure.
So get this, John. The guy that I worked for a while, landscaping, he has a 8611 for his skid steer. Something went wrong with that. The Power Plow. Snow X doesn't make a skid steer style Power Plow anymore. So he had to go to his Snow X dealer, got a speed wing for it.
Yep.
Went to Ebling. Ebling made up the hoses and the skid steer plate for it. Now they're in talks with Snow X to make them.
Oh, nice.
A Power Plow skid steer one.
That time.
Well, no,
Power Plow 611 low pro on my pickup.
When you say Power Plow, which plow is that? Is that the expanding wing one from Snow X?
Yeah. And that on equipment or skid steers, small trucks, whatever, is deadly because you can just, especially on a piece of equipment, if you're going to back drag something, you can pop your wings out as far as they can go, pull it back, then scoop and stack. It's awesome.
Scoop and stack.
Well, I think the only ones that I saw for the skids were the Prodigy style ones where they're automatic. But for whatever reason, they didn't have whiteouts for skids.
No, you can be a lot faster with the spring actuated wings that just dump the wing and it windrows it because you don't have to sit there and push buttons all the time.
Yeah. Do you find that the cutting edges wear out really bad on the leading edge though on those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For him, I'm doing
the wing edges.
Yeah, I'm doing cutting edges for him at least. He gets like maybe a season and a half, 2 seasons out of them.
Have you put the winter's extenders on them yet?
No.
Try a set.
He just goes with the Snow X, whatever he can get from them. Yeah. But
go on Winter's website and put the extenders on one set. Just try one set. Just tack all them on. You'll be amazed.
I have to tell him about that. Like especially on his Duramax, because he uses that to do all the roads, and then same with his he's got like his dually that he's got. I swear to God, he put a medium duty truck V-bottom Snow X Salter on this 3500 dually, and it looks like it's gonna tip over all the time. But no, he goes through cutting edges real quick on those trucks because those are the ones doing roads and
well, the speed wings eat the wing edges,
Yeah.
Just by design.
Sure do.
TS, are you still in the parking lot or are you on the main road?
I'm on the main road now.
Oh, shoot.
Man.
I'm done.
Oh, good one. This has been a good one. I like this one.
I've been done for a while. I finished the whole deal in like 4 hours. And like right when you guys we've turned it on, that was like the last part. And it was that was like a huge waste of time. It's like that drive. But other than that, we were getting after it.
450 rocking it.
Yeah, I could do in the tool cat with the power plow. I could get through a few hundred.
We turned on some forescan stuff
yards.
on DS trucks today.
Oh yeah, we did.
Ooh la la.
Dude, all night, getting out. No honking.
I'm telling you.
No
so
honking
much better.
Night. Yeah.
No more chimes.
Did you use forescan, Sean?
PTT did it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dude, speaking of honking in the night, when I was plowing last weekend in the skid steer, I kept going to hit. It's like one of the aux hydraulic lines, the button for it is right next to the horn. So every time I'd go to hit it, or no, it was for what was it for? It was for the speed control. Every time I'd go to hit it, to put it in rabbit mode, I'd be honking in people's driveways.
The hell's this guy doing?
Yeah, waking people up at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
He's that guy.
Good stuff.
Did you add your heated steering wheel yet?
No, I actually I haven't. It's on looking at my list right now. It's on my list. I talk about being busy. It's on my docket. I'm excited to do it because it's something I want to do. I'm excited about it. Just even the leather quality on the steering wheel is not the same. You can see it right there. That's my box. It is not the same leather quality as the one I currently have now. So that's definitely a plus. I'm excited about it.
Heated steering wheels kick ass.
Hell yeah, it does, man.
Listen, I never owned a vehicle with one, but like when I test drive people's car with them, I'm like, I don't care about heated seats or anything like that. I want a heated steering wheel.
Hell yeah.
I do. Because my hands are the only thing that gets cold on me.
Like, that's half the reason I got my new truck, man.
I'm telling you. I've never had a heated steering wheel ever in my life. And I'm like,
I bought the Lariat trim level to get the heated steering wheel and LED headlights.
Does your Corolla have a heated steering wheel?
No.
No.
I put a heated seats in it, but on the steering wheel, no. I could put it in. It's just expensive. The wheel from Toyota is almost $1,000.
Dang. What?
Yes. Or a 4-wheel.
Yeah, forget that. I'll buy a pair of gloves.
Vin, I think you can make something up for him, probably, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just get a bunch.
I was going to do it, but it's too much money.
Yeah,
figure it out.
It would have been a good video too.
I always thought that like heated grips on snowmobiles were stupid until I had them.
Yeah, right.
Never going back.
Oh, I love them, man. I'll let my sled warm up for like 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, just to get the grips warm. I do.
Last time I was riding that thing in like tits deep snow in Montana, one of them went out and I thought I was going to cry. I think I ended up riding it back with like my hand in my pocket, my right hand on the one with the throttle.
Because you prepare yourself as having, like, I'll wear thin gloves because I want comfort because I know my grips are warm. You know, if one of them failed, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, I was very upset.
Yeah,
very upset.
Well, boys, I think this might be a good time to end it. I know we got some snower, plowers, and salters that are going to have to do some work tomorrow. I want to thank Mr. Vinnie and John, excuse me, for joining us this evening or this morning for those of you that are watching at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday. Thanks to Matt DS Reelan, and again, make sure to check us out on the available podcast apps so that you guys can hear what we have to say, what we're chatting about, and just keeping it real. We'll put the link to all of our social medias, and if you want to get on the podcast, make sure to check my email that's here or here, and I will get you in the queue. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and listening. We will catch you all next time. See you.